lost everybody. If anybody is gonna cross over um, for the regular Monday mood check, I hope so. I hope so. Let's see. I'll give it a few minutes. If not, well, this will just be another Monday without a mood check, and that just doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. So let me see. Um, if you are okay, there we go. Happy Monday to you too, LF McKinley. I was trying to do something new, but apparently I should have stuck to my old format because it's spring, and I definitely I have become a couch potato over the winter, and that's not good. That's not good. I got to get up and get out and get some exercise, and so that's what I was doing. I was trying to go on a little walk, um, but that plan didn't go so well. So I'm gonna start over. Hi. Hopefully I have my regular crew because you already know that. Hello, I'm Alisa. This is Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, and it is a Monday night, so that means it's time for the Monday mood check. And I was trying to do something different, even though I used to do the walks on Saturday morning all the time. Hey, Lori, thanks for following me over. I appreciate it. Yes, now that the time has changed, time to get outside. Exactly. Yeah, I used to go on morning walks on my Saturday, my sunny side up Saturdays, as a good way to get out and get my morning started and, you know, get some exercise. And I haven't done that in a long time, and I need to need to get back to some kind of routine of doing that kind of thing. But anyway, today or last night, in the middle of the night, we sprung forward. Like LF McKinley is saying, we lost an hour, right? We lost an hour, and I don't know about you guys, maybe you don't feel it, but the older I get, the more I feel this crazy little piece of hair. The more I feel the time change, and I'm definitely on that bandwagon of folks who are like, why are we changing times? I need to I need to borrow an hour. Exactly. I'm on that bandwagon of time of people who are like, why are we changing times? Like, let's not do that anymore. It is really, it gets difficult to adjust. Erica said to me that she's like, I needed my alarm this morning, and I'm like, okay, to be fair, Erica, you need your alarm every morning. Hey, Liam, how are you? Thanks for coming in. But she was just saying it was hard for her, to get up, and like, where I needed that time. Um, Definitely did, but so I'm always excited to come on and do the Monday mood check because I'm happy to see everybody and talk to everybody and catch up. Hey, Josie Ann, how are you? Thanks for coming in. But because of the time change, and even though I'm excited that it is spring, I was kind of like, ugh, a little draggy. And I think I probably have said this before, where I used to be a person who really enjoyed watching the news. Time change doesn't bother me. Just go to sleep an hour earlier. Yeah, I tried that, but I couldn't fall asleep earlier, Liam. I'll try it again tonight. See if it works. See if that does anything to my sleeping rhythm. um, but I love the news. Lately, I have been on sort of a news break, a news timeout, because you guys know. Hey, Mickey, thanks for coming in. Happy Monday. You guys know the news gets to be a lot. Yeah, go to sleep at 7. Let Liam, like Liam. Thanks for reminding everybody to give it a thumbs up, Mickey. I appreciate it. And just because of so many things that have happened, are happening, I was like, I got to take a break from the news. Is a little, it messes with you, like it messes with your mindset. It messes with your outlook on things. And I'm not trying to be Pollyanna. Obviously, we need to know what's going on, but I can't take it all in all the time. So I've been on a little bit of a news break. I'm very, much aware of what. Hey, Tanya, how are you? You recovered from your marathon? I'm sorry I missed that. Um, uh, but taking a little break from the news. But I know what's going on. I know about the, obviously the war. I'm not like under a rock. I just like can't watch it 24/7 like I used to. I don't know if anybody else will remember this when CNN tried a couple years ago to have like a subscription service, and people signed up. I was one of those people signed up, and it was only up for like a week or two, and they weren't getting the amount of subscriptions in, and they had to shut it down because they were instantly losing money. Now it's come back again. They're doing some other kind of subscription program. Hi, Lisa Miller. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Hey, Warmstrong. How are you, Bill? And it's coming back around again. But anyway, I mentioned this on Saturday, and some of you may have seen it. But if you haven't, maybe you can go and check out a channel that I had already been following, Jason and Gina. Jason and Gina are a couple out of New York, originally from, I'm going to say the wrong thing, Brooklyn. I hope. Brooklyn on the Bronx. I'm pretty sure it's Brooklyn. Anyway, and now live outside of the city, but they travel. I don't know if they cruise, but they travel, and they recently traveled to Thailand. And on their way home from Thailand, they had a layover in Doha, Qatar, and they happened to arrive there for their on the day that the war started. And they had no idea. They thought they were just going to be there for, it was a long layover, like 14 hours or whatever. And so they had the forethought to get a hotel for the day so that they could, not be sitting in the airport all that time, and, just be comfortable for those 14 hours. So they did that. But as it turns out, it's a good thing that they did, because as they were there at the hotel is when they were then informed that the airspace was closed, their flight was home was canceled, and they thought they would be there for a couple of days, maybe. It's been like 8 or 9 days, and they still don't know when they're going to get their flight back to JFK. Now, I know there's a lot of people who have traveled or who are traveling and in that region and are in similar situations, and are stuck. But what I don't want to say enjoy, because that's the wrong word. They've been giving updates every day of what they're going through, how they're trying to get home, what updates they have or have not gotten from the airline, or basically from the airline or from the hotel. The State Department is not helping them at all, which is a whole other story. I don't want to get political. We all know what the situation is. But they have made a conscious effort to just remain positive, to do all the things that they need to do to try and get home, and to just keep going. And one of the things that they already were saying and doing on their channel is when they go out and about and they see different things, or they like this, their catchphrase is like, "We outside." They make a thing of saying that they're outside, out and about, and enjoying themselves and enjoying life. So some of the thumbnails that they've put up on their on these daily vlogs. When you first look at them, you might be like, "This what is this? Is it like this like clickbait or what?" Like, because it's them in this war torn area, and you're like, "Wait, what?" But it's not. It's they really are. They really are there. They have, seen the military planes. They've seen missiles. They've seen they've seen some stuff. They're in a safe spot in their hotel. But things are happening around them. The name of the channel is Jason and Gina. Hey Sherry, how are you? Thanks for coming in. And they are, they're doing all the things that they need to do to be safe and try to get a safe flight home, just to to get out of harm's way and to get back to their life. But as they are doing that, they've met a lot of people. Not a lot of people. They've met a couple of people who live there in Doha and have befriended them and have just been really kind and generous and trying to help them and to have them to their home for dinner or to take them around to see things, so just to get them out of the hotel and off the computer and off the phone for a little while so that they can have a mental break. So I know that was kind of a long story, but I do want you guys to go and check out their channel if you can. But the point was, if they can still get up and get outside and try to make the most of their day, I can get up off the couch and go for a walk as spring is springing. And so that was the final push for me to kind of get up and try and go for a walk. So it's about 84 degrees still here. Today I think it got up to about 86 or 7, which is warm. It'll be just in time for the spring breakers that are heading down. I think the Orange County will be off school next week for spring break. So I don't know how late everybody else's spring break. Sorry, like got crazy hair. I was getting into it, y'all. Hey, ponytail. It's time to go for a walk. But anyway, so spring is coming, and we are always thinking about our cruises, but I thought, well, what is that? What does spring really change? Like, what do you guys do? Hey, Denise, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Scott is finally back home. Scott, do you guys do anything different? Most of us are a bunch of cruisers and we like to go and we like to plan. So I thought now is as good a time as any to be thinking about what plans you make during spring. So are you going to now book something? Because cruise season, we think it's cruise season year round, but cruise season is really underway. 69 degrees here on my way to the gym. All right. Right now it will be 43 tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Enjoy while you can. Enjoy the little burst of warm weather, right? But hopefully more is on its way and soon. I see a lot of my neighbors starting to be out walking. A lot of people walking their dogs, which is the norm, but out because it's so nice out and it's still light. Lisa, I want to say publicly, I'm sorry for messing up the conscious cruiser this morning. That was all my fault. It's okay, Scott. We'll be fine. Everything is fine. I do the same thing year round, work and cruise. Yes, work and cruise. I know that's what we like to do. But so, kind of in the mindset of the spring cleaning. That episode will be airing next Monday. Okay, I'm at work. You guys switched off. Have a good night at work, Denise. Good to see you. I got lost in the changing time sauce. Well, Scott, I know you 32 days till we cruise. Well, Scott, I know this it's too late if you are going to be cruising in 32 days, but like as we are getting ready for spring and thinking about spring cleaning and all those kinds of things, do you stop a minute and take a look at whatever trips you have coming up? Do you blame it on the time change? Right. I mean, does everybody know if their passport is okay? You know it needs to be valid for 6 months after your travel date, right? So take a look at it. If you haven't already done your renewal, rush that sucker. Get your passport renewed so you can go without an issue with the passport. I was also hanging out with a female last night till 2 a.m., so I guess we'll blame it on the time change. Scott, I don't know what kind of announcements you're trying to make here on my channel, but like, you know, you're gonna need permission to say anymore. I might have a new cruise companion in 2027. We're happy for you, Scott. We're happy. The time change was yesterday, though. Liam, I'm glad you don't feel the effects of the time change, but some of us are struggling. It was a struggle today. You know, Liam, it takes us 2 days to adjust when we don't move the clocks. I just moved the clock today myself. So yeah, thank goodness the phone does it automatically, but I had to change, you know, the microwave, the oven. I can't remember where else. I had to change it on something else. Say no more. It hits us harder. Most of the clocks change automatically, but who remembers fighting with the VCR, the answering machine, what else? It was hard to change those clocks. I haven't been in my car, or I was in the car, but I didn't pay any attention to the clock. I got to change the clock, the phone in the phone, the time on the clock in the car. Okay, so this is your reminder. Check your passport. Check your general travel, even your smart refrigerator. Check that too. Your cruise calendar. You guys started saying how many days you have until your next cruise, which I'm not sure. Bill, are you on a cruise ship right now? You might be. I'm not sure. I know I missed that. I was working, so I wasn't sure when you went live. If you were on board a cruise ship, wouldn't surprise me if you are. But check your calendars, people. Make sure you have the right dates for your cruises, for your travel, for your flights. If there are itinerary changes, and I know that I just got notification of an itinerary change for those going on Edna's groupcation. We are going to Bermuda this summer. At least when you fall back, you regain the hour. Yeah, but that's a long time away, Liam. That's a long time away for that hour to come back to you. We are cruising to Bermuda, and now the second stop will be in Nova Scotia in Canada instead of, I believe it was going to be Charleston. So it's interesting that we're going further north as opposed to, because Charleston is kind of straight across from Bermuda. But anyway, so check to see if you have itinerary changes. The cruise lines are probably emailing if you are. So just so you know what's going on with that. I don't know if you guys normally look for or find a cruise deal for spring break or at this time, so that you can go ahead and book your summer travel. But Um, I do think that now is a good time to book. Maybe not the airlines, maybe not the flights, but check it. Maybe you can get a good deal. What else? Refresh your travel pack. You know, if you have a go bag, I have been saying for a while, and again, this was part of my wanting to go for a walk tonight. I need to, stay ready rather than trying to get ready. I do have stuff that I leave in my suitcase all the time, and just kind of update it, or when it runs out, like my travel toiletries and that kind of thing. But there's stuff that you could be getting now and preparing now, so that you're not in such a crunch and having to do the late night Walmart run right before you go. Do it now. Check your bag. Oh man. So is anybody in that mode where they are either booking for the rest of the year or for summer, or they're checking, or they're ready to make some updates? I like to shop, so of course I'm gonna pick up an outfit or two. I wish I could be like that I would just like, I have cruise clothes. I'm not buying anything new, but you all know I'm gonna buy something. Try not to have to buy everything, but I'm gonna buy something. Still speaking of the whole situation with the war zone, I don't know if any of you have been following any of the cruisers who have also been sort of stuck because they were on cruise ships. And I know I saw the news mention specifically the MSC. Is it Europa? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Always checking and looking. Going to start looking for 2028. Nice, Liam. Nice. That means your 2027 is all booked up? You're already all booked up for 2027? Woo! So apparently those folks, yes, those folks that were on those ships were allowed to get off the ship, but they were, I guess, told to stay right in the pier terminal area. Hey, Will G, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. But they, of course, didn't get to make their other ports of call, so that has to be a tough situation. Have you guys been watching any of the other content creators? I know I was talking about Jason and Gina, but have you watched any of the other content creators who have been in that situation and trying to get home, or trying to get, well, just out of the Middle East, I guess is the goal. Have you guys been following any of that? All right. Well, I'm just talking about spring. um, Liam he is motivating us, because if he's already looking for 2028, first of all, where are you going in 2027, Liam? What's on your cruise agenda? I'm sorry, I couldn't. I don't know why it didn't work as far as me walking, because normally I don't have a problem with keeping the connection, but that's okay. I will get back out there and finish my walk. Nobody other than Liam has spring cruise plans. No, I haven't seen any of the stranded passengers yet. Yeah, I don't know. well, I guess not. I did see something about Chris Cuomo, and I'm not sure if he like an independent journalist now. You know, he used to be with CNN, like Don Lemon, but he was basically saying that he was on his way there. So I don't know if there are not a lot of news outlets already there and trying to talk to people, getting on the horizon in 33 days to not just to interview people, but as they are there, they will be able to talk to people about it. But otherwise, I think it's mostly people who are picking up their phones. Either they were already, hey, Danny, they were either already recording and posting, or because of the situation, decided to go ahead and post about their stories. And adventures doesn't sound like the right word either. Their efforts to get back home. I mean, definitely don't think people are complaining about the fact that, you know, oh, my cruise is ruined. You know, there obviously is more serious stuff going on, and they're just trying to get home. I'm listening to you. Had to pop in. Yes, we've got 2 cruises this year and a wedding in DC. And I'm looking at our February and May cruises for next year. Nice, Lori. Nice. Danny, don't scroll up. Oh no. I don't know if that was for me or for Lori. Hey, Lori. From Scott. Scott, I'm trying to have a very serious conversation, friend. What are you doing? No, for my manager. Oh yeah, she doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to know. Let her enjoy getting back from her vacation, right? Uh-oh, Scott. Who was that? For don't scroll up. Apparently it was for you, Danny. It was for you. Pay no attention to what craziness Scott is talking right now. Oh my goodness, too funny. Of course, next year I'm headed to Greece. I'm going to Greece. Oh, I didn't know. In the Bahamas and Mexico. Yes. I don't scroll up. Lori, you already heard it. You were here. Liam, you're going to Greece with Raquel's group. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Oh, I just went up and looked. Oh, Lord Scott. Danny, he warned you not to do it. But as you're looking at your travel plans, you know, I know we always try to think that we're going to be prepared in any and all situations, but again, I started talking about I need to go to Greece. You do need to go to Greece. Apparently, Scott, you know, you're all you got connections. You got ties to the Greek culture, according to you. We're trying MSC again. Just haven't decided whether to do it in May or February. Oh, nice. Yes, with Raquel. Are you going again? Yes, I am, Liam, on that trip. It was a great experience. The first time, gotta run it back, as Veronica would say. Scott, hashtag Scott is a hot mess. Oh man. Anyway, we like to think that we are prepared in any and all situations, but again, I'm sorry, I'm repeating, but just thinking about what people who are flying to Dubai, or you know, to vacation or to catch a cruise, or you know, maybe that's different. I don't know. Nobody deserves to be, you know, just stranded and left there when they have absolutely nothing to do with whatever it is the government is upset about. So you mean I will see you on there? Yes, I'll see you there, Liam. um, y'all made me lose my train of thought. Not train of thought. Yeah, nobody deserves to kind of be very horrible situation over there. Yeah, it's a horrible situation over there, and maybe the folks who flew there and us and the embassy's not helping. Correct. For the people who were like, as Jason and Gina, the channel I've been talking about, were there just on a layover. They were not planning on visiting Doha. They weren't planning on being there for any length of time. It wasn't. I don't even know how to put it. It wasn't like a anti-government. Hey, Maggie. It wasn't like a protest thing, or it wasn't like a defiance thing. That's the word I'm trying to say. It wasn't like a defiance thing, like you can't tell me where to go. You can't tell me what not to do. It wasn't like that. They booked their flights. I know when I was looking for my flights to Greece last year, United Emirates, or what's the name of that? What's the name of the company? Emirates, the airline. That came up. It would have been a very long flight and layover, but I can see how people are book those flights regularly, especially if it's a big price difference. I'm poop so tired from the trip. I hope you had a good time. I've been watching their vlogs. Thanks, Maggie. Right, like, so you know what I'm saying. United Emirates. Um, United Emirates, Qatar Airline, whatever. The Alice Lugo is very nice. Eddie is just crazy man. They booked their flights, and all they expected were their flights to do the round trip and make it back home, and to just sort of be stuck there. I don't even know what people have been doing or did do if they didn't already have a hotel booked. I guess they had to quickly try and book something and have the accommodation. Again, Jason and Gina, they got lucky, and the hotel that they're at has been very helpful and very accommodating. The airline is paying for, now they are paying for their hotel until they are going to, with missiles going off. Yes, thank you, Maggie. Yes, exactly. They gave them a date of, I believe it was Sunday that they were paying up until, but I think that's been extended, that they're covering their hotel until they can get them on return flights home. But I don't know how long that's going to last, or how long they will have to sort of sit and wait for the airspace to be cleared for them to fly home. Now, flights have gotten out of Doha where they are, but they're going to Europe. So they've gone. People have gone to to London, to France, that kind of thing. Why couldn't the ship go to another port to be able to get home? Because the Strait of Hormuz has been shut down, and they're not letting cruise ships go through, or any ships go through. The oil tankers either pass through, so it would be dangerous situation for them to do that. And they let the flights go, or here some flights have gone, like I said, to some cities in Europe and to the UK, and they thought that they were booked on a flight that was going to leave Wednesday, and then that was canceled again. So no direct flights from the Middle East to the US, which, it's like, well, that's not fair. How are they getting flights to other countries? Well, one, their governments are assisting, but two, those are much shorter flights. So, again, I don't want to be I don't want to be political, and I don't want to be I don't want to like make the situation sound any worse than it already is, because it is bad. But we all have vivid memories of what can happen to a flight that is booked for a long journey and has a full is fully fueled, right? So even if they wanted to go, it would be a big risk for the airline to try to make that flight. Um, y'all know what I'm saying. So I hope so anyway. So their choices are to um, either try and get one of those flights to Europe, and then from whatever city they are in Europe to get a connection back to to New York, but no direct flights. I guess people have been reporting or saying how they've been trying to get over the border into Saudi Arabia, and from Saudi Arabia home. But that's not like a simple thing either. Like, you can maybe get a ride to the border so that you can cross, but literally you'd be dropped off in the desert, and you'd have to arrange for a ride to pick you up from the border crossing to wherever you have to go to then apply for a visa to be able to then get to the airport and fly home. So, it's a dangerous, situation, and no set prices, no set guarantee that this is how you do it. And again, all on their own, without the assistance of the embassy, which is what I always thought the embassy was for. Who else has gone on trips and been like, oh, the embassy? You can't just go in there and tour, but I thought you could go there in case of an emergency and be helped, but apparently no. So anyway, not trying to be a downer, because they, again, are super positive, and just making the best of their situation on the hours that they are not on the phone, trying to make other arrangements to get home. So again, shouting them out and wishing them well as they try to make their way back home. But if you guys want to check out their channel and hear about it, I'm sure they would love that. And again, it's Jason and Gina. So anyway, that's that. I don't think we are prepared. What was their channel again? Jason, Jason, and Gina, Gina. And like I said, I know that there are some other content creators, or maybe people who just started posting because of the situation that they're in. I don't know, but I was already following Jason and Gina, and so when their videos started popping up, I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, thank you so much. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate you. Danny beat me. She's fast. She's fast. We don't know how she. Yes, go Danny. Go Danny. She's fast. She gets it done. I appreciate it. No problem. And yes, I be Scott. She's taking date. Great. Yes, they are still there. There's as of well, I saw the replay of their live early this morning. I typed Jackson 3 times. They were there as of today. Today's the 9th, right? Yeah, they were there as of the 9th of March. So we'll see. You may beat me here, but I beat you at dropping channels. Danny, you probably didn't even have to say anything. Scott was kind of all over the place before you got here. He didn't even realize. that you beat, that he didn't beat you. And again, thanks guys for crossing over. I'm sorry my walkabout didn't work out. So the first stream, I was walking and talking, and I'm like, wonder if there's nobody here today, which is, could happen, or if there's a problem with the stream. So I walked back. Yeah, Mondays are crazy now because Moonlight is on now at 6:30, and they go for an hour. Well, I'm not stopping anybody from going on, but let me just say, nobody was going on Mondays when I started this. How many years ago? The Monday mood check was all that there was on Monday for us cruisers. I have no idea what I would do in that situation. 9 days of hotel money, which I would not have. Exactly. And the thing that they were talking about is that they, of course, they were already on a big trip, and they had planned accordingly for that. Like I said, they were just supposed to be on this layover for basically the day there, and so they had limited cash. They have credit cards, and they apparently have a Discover card. If you all have Chase, you might be familiar, but I guess they bank with Chase, and Chase changed their cards to Discover. Hey, Keisha. Yes, Keisha. I'm still talking about Jason and Gina. I caught them again today, just giving another update. But they would have a hard time just going and taking out cash because the ATMs don't recognize Discover. They can use the credit card, no problem, but just to go and take cash out is a problem. So if they were going to try one of these border crossings, how are they going to pay for it? How are they going to know that they have enough money? How they know that it's going to be that it's ultimately gonna work out with the resources that they have on them. There are just no guarantees. I don't think the insurance companies cover situations due to war. Yeah, I don't know about that either. Will, I would think no. That seems like kind of a standard clause for the travel insurance, but they're not even. The thing that is so Keisha, help me out, because inspiring is not the right word, because obviously nobody would. I'm not gonna say nobody. Most people would not be wanting to put themselves in this situation, and they yeah, they've had friends who have wired the money or have Cash App or whatever to help them out, but they did not start out. They haven't asked for any of that, and they feel very. They had felt up until this time. Now that it's like a protracted thing, felt very uncomfortable in people wanting to give to them that way so that they could have that. But again, the cash is about how can they access it, because they didn't have they didn't the ATM, they weren't able to take it out in the from the ATM, so they've gone to Western Union and all that kind of stuff. So they've found workarounds, but again, it is a war zone. I'm not trying to make light of that. They are in a safe situation with their hotel in the immediate area that they're on. But I can't imagine you're like, okay, we're gonna walk from the hotel to go to the ATM, and then hear a siren go off, an alert that there might be incoming missiles or something like that. Yeah, friends have wired them some money, but unfortunately not the thousands of dollars they might need. They have been sharing just to make others aware. Yeah, they're just sharing to make others aware, to let their families see that they're doing okay, and of course that they're trying everything they can to get home, but to be in a safe situation as they can. Um, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I like Liam saying, I can't even imagine. I know that there have been, again, some other content creators, some people traveling by themselves, some young women traveling by themselves, and then getting stuck in Dubai or whatever. And those are not the things you plan, you envision happening. And so I don't think most people would have a backup plan. And Gina has some health issues, health, yes, too, which doesn't help. Yes, she talked about that as well. They did connect with someone who was able to help her get get her medication. But again, it's a difference of getting it for a couple days versus getting your regular supply of things that you need. They might set up a ride at the border for 500, but when they get there, tell them no, 2,000. Exactly. You would totally be at the mercy of people driving or willing to, or saying they are willing to. But if they want to drop you off because you cannot pay the additional money that they're demanding, what are you gonna do? It's not like getting dropped off at the local bus station. Absolutely, Maggie. Yeah. So I mean, I don't blame anybody for any of the situation and trying to do what they need to do to get home, but I don't blame them for kind of trying to wait at the hotel, because again, the hotel has been a great source in giving them information, and the hotel, the airline knows that they're there and are contacting them with updates as they come. So they don't want to be there forever. Obviously, they need to get home to their own lives, their jobs, their home, their families. But it's more than it's easier said than done than just to go over the border and get a flight. It's not that simple. It's not like us, okay, well, I'm in Florida, let me drive to Georgia. No, it's not that easy. So, but anyway, they're physically okay. They're not in direct harm's way unless, some other missiles start going off. They were able to get their medication, excuse me, their medications. They have a friend who has been checking on them and bringing them to his home to help them have meals and all of that. Right. And at $54 a night, it's not too expensive for them to wait at the current hotel. Yes, and I don't know. Jason said they paid the first 4 nights because there was nothing set up yet with the airlines, but the airline has been paying for them, covering their hotel since the fourth night. I don't know how much longer they will continue to do that though, until they get home. And rental cars are probably gone. Yeah, I don't even know what the rental car situation is. Would you be? I don't even know. Do they drive on the same side of the road as we do? But would you want to go and rent a car in Doha to drive yourself to Saudi Arabia? How do you know you're going to be able to cross? How do you know you're going to be able to cross? You don't. You don't. I think that's part of the reason too why they were or people were hiring drivers, or if they had a connection, a friend of a friend, or family member of someone they know, whatever, trying to get across. Airlines have initially paid for only 3 days. I've only heard snippets since Friday night. Um, Again, they did say that their hotel was being covered. I don't know that they are that's indefinite. At some point, some other arrangements are probably going to have to be made. So, but anyway, again, if they can remain positive and upbeat and I don't even know, through all of this, we certainly don't need to be complaining about our lack of an hour's sleep as we get ready into spring and we can do all of our things. And any amount is helpful, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And they were saying once they got to the border, there was nothing but desert, right? No hotels, no food, right? My mood check is now. Liam, I do what I can. I do what I can. But, again, they don't want people like, feeling sorry for them or, feeling like you have to do anything for them. But of course it's appreciated. Of course. Of course they want to get back home. But and they had resisted, doing any kind of GoFundMe because of they didn't see the need. And honestly, unless you were planning to try to do one of the border crossings, the money, how do I say it? The money really isn't the issue at this point. The airspace being clear for any flights to take off is the issue, let alone them getting a flight that's ultimately going to get them home. Maybe they can swim. That's a heck of a swim, man. That's a heck of a swim. No, money, definitely not. No, they are such no-nonsense people and so generous themselves. Yes, my mind is trying to solve it for them. Sorry. No, I know. I know. And that's another thing that they have been saying. I'm gonna like give everybody, especially the people who are subscribed to them, like the benefit of the doubt and say that they are doing just what we're doing, kind of like talking about it, thinking about it, brainstorming about it, and trying to come up with a solution for them. But they're constantly, or every day when they get on their updates, they're like, no, guys, you don't understand. It's not that simple. We can't just go over the border. You can't just, do that. It's not that they haven't thought about it. It's not that they're just trying to like vacation. No, they're like doing all the things. But Jason's like, I'm not going to take my wife into an unsafe situation. Right? None of them want to be in a stranded in the desert with no ride, no money, no food, no water, trying to get out. They said they had met some cruisers who were also stuck over there. Yeah, people have been coming onto their live streams. Hey, Lita Shay, thanks for coming onto their live streams and saying, hey, I'm here too, or hey, we're on, we're giving their general locations of where they are and telling how they have gotten stranded. But there are also people who are telling them stories of how so-and-so got out and how so-and-so was able to do this or that. And they're like, I appreciate that, you guys, but our situation is a little bit different. And so, yeah, anyway. Again, of course, they're human and it gets to them, but they have been trying to keep their minds right, trying to stay positive, trying to work their hardest to get home. But It's got to be intense. You know, it's got to be intense. I mean, I feel like I can't watch the news. I'm not even there, living it. You know what I mean? Of course, it's intense. Uh, well, all just came in to get my mood checked. Have a good night, all. Thanks so much, Maggie, and thank you for following Jason and Gina. I appreciate it. At least for now, Iran said they won't strike other nations if those nations don't strike them first. Um, you folding luggage tags? No, sorry, Keisha. I didn't realize that was loud. My little mood check notes. I was following some ladies from the U.S. that played basketball over there. They chartered them some flights. I believe so. Those that have, yeah, have the advantage. Oh, yeah. They're just a couple stranded in in Doha, Qatar. They don't have they've been like shouting out all the where is it the is it Brooklyn or the Bronx? Where are they from? I can't remember now that I'm saying that. Sorry to any of my New Yorkers. I know there's a big difference. I don't mean any disrespect. I just can't remember which one at the time. But for from anybody, any famous folks who have private jets or can send a plane over there to get them, they would be grateful if they wanted to get there. But they ain't got plane chartering pockets, right? Right, and who would? Now people have been coming on to their live and talking about how. For those who are making it onto flights, I don't know if these are government chartered flights, sponsored flights, evacuation flights, but they're those people who've asked for emergency assistance are being asked to sign some kind of waiver so that they can repay or not, I guess it wouldn't be a waiver, but an agreement so they repay the costs of getting them home. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't understand if it's from our government. I'm not sure why they would have to pay anything. They should be picked up and brought home. But that's a whole other Oprah, as my friend likes to say. Um, but yeah, they don't have pockets for that. But again, it's more of getting to the right area that they can get a flight out. So you know, hopefully the missiles can stop flying so that people can go home. Oh wow, if that's true, that is crazy. Shame. Yeah, yeah. I haven't. Again, I started off by saying I've been on my news break, my news timeout. So I haven't been following all the stories like I normally would because it's a lot. Um, but apparently, people were talking about how others who have been trying to get on these flights are telling them that that is the case. So I don't know. They're not renewing passports if they don't pay. It's crazy. Um, Good night, all. Good night, Will. Thank you. Night, Will G. So anyway, I don't know if that's true or not, but in any event, it still doesn't help them because that's not the situation where they are in Doha. So anywho, I had intended this to be a little lighter of a let's get ready for spring. Hey, Mr. DJ, how are you? Thanks so much for coming in. Um, but again, my motivation today, even though I was a little bit sleepy, was like, hey, if that couple can manage to keep it together and stay positive and just do what they got to do, I can get off the couch and go for a walk. So I tried to take y'all along with me on a walk while it was still warm and sunny out, but apparently my phone was like, no, we want Wi-Fi only. Keisha saying hi to Mr. DJ. So that is a Monday mood check for you. Good night, all. Good night, Liam. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out. Food for thought, if nothing else. We don't know what we would do if we were in that situation, but their ability to stay calm, cool, and collected and to stay positive is helping them in the sense that they have made some friends over there and people are willing to help them and try. Hey, Marjorie, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. To help them to get home as best they can. So for anybody that else that we might know that might be in one of those situations, I'm sure all the positive vibes, all the prayers, all the, I don't even know who you could call anymore. You know, the phone calls to, you used to be able to say, call your senator. I don't know. Call the White House. I don't know that that's going to help. But if there are ways that we can help, even if it's $1 to their Cash App, like, send it, you know, just help them out. Anyway, bye you guys. Have a great week. I hope the spring is springing in your area. You might not be 84 degrees, which I'm not trying to rub it in, but hopefully there are signs that spring is coming. Be like Liam, plan your trips, get ready for the rest of 2026, 27, and 2028. Good night. Bye, guys. Thanks so much.